Good morning, everyone. I welcome you all to the day 4 of Faculty Development Program on New Age Technologies for Innovative Solutions. Today we have with us Mr. Siddiq Sharif, who is a Senior Technical Trainer for IT Training and Research Publications at the ICT Academy. Mr. Siddiq Sharif is Cisco certified CCNA professional and has master's degree in computer applications with more than 12 years of experience in training and content development. He is an experienced professional in delivering quality training to academicians, graduates, and professionals in cybersecurity, robotic process automation, computer hardware and networking, telecommunication systems, etc. He has delivered numerous expert hands-on training programs, expert talks, guest lectures, apart from working with corporate partners in designing courses and developing curriculum for academia. Earlier, he worked as technical trainer in international organizations at various locations for around 6 years and within India for 4 years. He has also achieved many certifications, like he is Cisco certified CCNA for routing and switching. He is the Cisco certified DevNet associate. He is a Cisco certified cybersecurity essentials and many more. We welcome you, sir. Now you can share your PPT and start with the session. But before starting with the session, I would like to make the same similar announcements like yesterday, that the attendance and the feedback link will be shared towards the end of this session in the Zoom chat box only. So it's a request to everyone that you have to fill both the Google Forms within 15 minutes. The time gap will be for 15 minutes. So you have to share the things within 15 minutes itself. After that, the meeting will be suspended. And also all the Zoom participants are requested to join the Zoom meeting right now if you haven't joined it yet. Thank you so much. That's all from my part. Sir, you can please start with your session today.
Good morning, everyone here. Thank you, Ms. Sonali, for the nice introduction. And thank you once again to the Jim's dignitary here, the director, sir, and the HOD ma'am. And thanks to my organization, ICT Academy, for this opportunity to present here. Just a second. I'm going to share my screen. Ms. Sonali, please, can you confirm? Are you able to hear my voice? Is clear?
Yes, your voice is very clear.
Thank you. Thank you for confirmation.
You can switch on your camera if
Yes.
Yeah. Just a minute. First, I will switch on my. Yes. Great. Yes. Good to see you all. Yeah. And good morning, mom. Welcome to this program, Faculty Development Program in New Innovative Technologies. I think it's a great time to learn and take it to our community. So one of the topic here is securing cyberspace, right? So nowadays, as we know, we are suffering from one side is about COVID-19 pandemic. The other side is we are suffering from the technological pandemic that is called cyber attacks. That is like cyber crimes and all. That's thing we are going to discuss here in different categories. Let's before going to start my session, I will give a brief what we are going to discuss in this session. In this session, first we are going to discuss about a cyber wall. What is cyber wall? Why we need cyber security? Is it necessity? Really, we are facing any issues? Just first we are discussing. First, we comes to know the facts. Then only we know the importance of cyber security. Okay. The second thing we are going to discuss about threat actors. How the threat actors exploits the devices on the cyberspace. Okay. So different threats are there, from the evaluation of viruses. Right now, we are facing a ransomware. So we are going to see about what are the different kinds are there and how to protect our cyberspace devices. The third thing we are going to discuss about cyber security, one of the important topic and subject we must know in nowadays world. Okay, this is the agenda about today's session. First, start with cyber world. In cyber world, so what do you think of cyber world? Means we think of oh, just we are using mobile phones. Oh, mobile phone is hacking, laptop is hacking, computer hacking. So we think of that. But apart from that, we are having many things here in cyberspace. Okay, what I think first thing, if you take in real time scenario, everyone, maybe it's a techie guy, non-techie guy, professionals, non-professionals, students. Because of the COVID pandemic, the students also joined in this community in cyber world, right? So they are attending the online classes conducting by the schools, colleges, right? So not only that, sharing the documents for assignments to the students and all. So everyone from the nursery to the expert level, everyone is connected in the cyber world nowadays. So we should be very, very secure and very, very careful while accessing these devices. Okay. So here, once we connected to the cyber world, complexity is very, very much. For example, you take your mobile devices one side. For every user having minimum one, maximum two or three devices. For example, mobile devices in the sense, not only the smartphones, along with the smartphones, we are using kind of pads, iPads, we are using notebooks, we are using laptops. These are comes under the mobile devices. Whenever the mobile device is increasing in cyberspace, definitely there will be some threats. Okay, so how the threats comes, we are going to discuss. Next in social networking. Social networking this is a platform for the hackers. Social networking people are using for good communication also. Some threats like victims or maybe a crime, what they are doing, they're using for the bad purpose also. Okay, so how they are breaching, how they are hacking the systems with the help of social networking, either by of email or maybe by the way of links sending to SMS or maybe through the some social medias, kind of Facebook and all we are going to discuss. Then e-commerce system. Nowadays, very familiar with the e-commerce system, right? So whenever even we go for a tea break, take a tea, so we have to pay with the help of some kind of UPI, right? And not taking the packets. That much we are busiest people nowadays, right? So whenever the e-commerce system is growing, the online banking came first, then later on online banking, the online transaction started. Then after that, we had a UPI systems nowadays everywhere in everyone's mobile, right? So this also makes the cyber space is very, very complex to secure the financial system. Okay, this is the common to every people in this globe. So after that, if you take a technologies, whether it's a Internet of Things, IoT, big data, artificial intelligence, machine learning, I think it's right time to take to you this session because maybe in past 3 days, you have attended a different technologies, robotic process automation, data science, and all, right? So behind every technology, definitely some threats are there. So how to secure the threats, that is called cyber security. So we'll move on it. So nowadays our data, so whatever data in our laptop or in our handheld device like mobiles and all, it's flying on the clouds. Hope you agree with my point. It's flying on the clouds. We think my data is safer in my mobile. No, we don't know when the crime happened to our devices if we not protected. Okay, especially mobile devices compared to the organization devices, especially mobile devices, because mobile devices we are connecting in different places, right? Our data is flying like this on the cloud. So okay, we should be very careful. Okay, so next thing is before going to have insights of cybersecurity, we'll discuss some serious issues with cyber attacks and cyber crimes. Because we aware of this, definitely we will put our efforts, we will focus our efforts and we are planning to develop such kind of a how to defend the threats, how to defend the crimes. Okay, so just for not for scaring, just for the information. This is a real thing happen. It's everything is taken from the genuine reports, like news articles. Okay, so if I'm taking only 4 statics here to understand how much we have to give the importance to cybersecurity. First thing is about recent data breaches. 2.5 million users information is leaked from Airtel, like name, date of birth. Whenever we used to give some user information, taking a new connection, right? So nowadays, just they are scanning our Aadhaar. Aadhaar contains everything like our name, date of birth, and some residential address and all. Okay, so it's stored into the database, Airtel database, or maybe any one telecommunication provider database. It's still by the hackers. It's happened 2.5 million users. The next one is the 3.5 million data is hacked from MobiKwik, KYC information, that is know your customer information stored in the MobiKwik, and 20 million users database hacked from the Big Basket, and Unacademy's database is hacked. Just pay information is hacked. Recently, hope you have heard about it. 2 incident happened last month also. That is from the 2 airlines industries database are hacked and taken the information, users information, and leaked out in the cyberspace. Means cyberspace means anyone can access. Okay, so these are the things happening on daily basis. If you compare the ratio, if you just take the cybersecurity incident, what's happening starting from 2015, it's a information from Lok Sabha. When they are giving information from Lok Sabha, starting from 2015 in 2020, how much increase in cyber crimes, but still we're behind in cybersecurity. We're still behind in cybersecurity skills and technologies. What we have to do, what things we have to bring forward to defend the crimes, reduce the crimes. That's we are going to discuss it. The next thing is about which country is most affected by the cyber crimes. As per this report from the CSIS, that is called the Center for Strategy and International Studies, there will be first in the list is United States, USA. The second country suffered by the cyber attacks is United Kingdom. Our India is coming in the list as third. Okay, so here, as we're seeing, the number of attacks used to happen every day. It's not depends on the technology only. Instead of it's related to us, we people, how secure the environment, we people, how awareness making to secure the devices. Okay, so these are the things should be considered. Just I'm showcasing the fact. In the coming slides, we are going to see how to protect. Okay, what are the measures there? What are the measures we have, policies we have, which one we have to bring to our organizations or to our institutions? Let's will see. The next one here is about cyber attacks. Last year in India only. Okay, so it's threefold. Threefold means that is a 300% increase. 300%. Whether it's only belongs to the like stealing your money and just taking down the reputation of your organization, no. It's in all the industry. That's I mentioned in the previous slides. So it's not only for particular mobile devices or computer devices. Apart from this, what our technology is booming nowadays, it's also coming under the cyber threats. Okay, so if you can see, okay, you will have a brief idea. Nearly 1.16 millions cases of cyber attacks were reported in 2020. That is the statistics of India, not about the globe. Okay, it's only from India. 1.16 million cases. Only it's reported. Everyone not used to report to the officials, like whether it's a cyber police or maybe some kind of reporting agencies there, but only few people used to go. Maybe we can take out of 100, so 30 to 40% only they are moving forward to report of the cyber crimes. The most of them take behind, otherwise they will live as it is, or maybe they won't worry about it. But even though in this reported cases is 1.16 million cases, just we have to think about it. How much big impact because of the cyber attacks. Now, not only that, 3,137 cybersecurity related issues were reported every day. Every day, if you take an example, but these are not comes to our picture. That's why I'm taking in front of you all. So understand what's going really on the cyberspace. Every day, 3,000 plus cyber attacks, security related issues going on. So these are the few, not for the scaring to you all, just for the information. Okay, just for the information. At least from this one, we have to understand the things, how much importance we have to give it. The next thing, priority. Why we should give priority to the cyber security instead of remaining all technologies? Yes, remaining all technologies is okay, but if it comes to the cyber security priority, it's because of 19 million ransomware and phishing attacks happen. 19 million. Okay. Not only that, due to this, the pandemic times, in especially February to May 2020, it's happened. 19 million ransomware. India as a country, like witnessed the number of cyber attacks and increasing. The last point is very, very, very crucial point here. Why still in India, most of the organizations, institutions, and even educational schools not much aware of the cyber attacks. The 74% of the organization planning to inbuild the cyber security policies in that organization in 2020, in coming years, or maybe in the 2022. Okay, but okay, everything is okay. Attack is happened. The static is there. So we have to give the priority to that. Okay. Then what is the things we are discussing here? The main important thing is we are lagging in skills. We'll discuss about it. What is cybersecurity first? Cybersecurity is protecting devices and associated data and information. Is that protecting my smartphone, protecting my laptop, protecting my computer is enough? Is more than that I have to do anything? Yes, of course we have to do. We are looking for the data. We are looking for the information. Okay, my data should be secure. My information may be secure. No one can access. That's our motive, right? So what's hacker motive? The criminal motive. The criminal motive is to steal the information, steal the data. But how they are doing, how to defend them. So main thing, we need skilled professionals. We need skilled professionals. Basically, cyber security is not a single entity. First, we have to understand that cyber security is not a single entity. We can say, if I know that how to defend the attack, how to secure the network, it's enough. I can manage my organization. No. So cyber security is a vast domain. Okay, here I have mentioned only 7 domains, specifically its important domains. The next slide I will show you from NIST. There will be 17 domains also. Okay, the 7 domains, important domains in cyber security, we have to give importance is, one is application security. As you know, if you take other technologies, whether it's data science or maybe artificial intelligence, robotics, IoT and all, the developer or maybe a programmer is focusing on a particular development. For example, if a person is writing a code for developing a program, okay, from A to Z, if he is finding something, issues on it, so he will go through again, he will rectify the issue, he will run again, he will check whether it's correct or wrong. Okay, that is a process. That's also a complicated process, but the process is renewable process. They can recheck, and rectify the issues. But it comes to cyber security, it's not much easier. Okay, it's not much easier because we have to defend with the human person, not with the system. We have to defend with the human beings. Okay, so first one is here application security. Application security means for those are developing applications. So they should be very careful the code written by them is safer or not. The security implementation also implemented on the applications developed by them. For example, I will take an example here, real case example. Maybe you heard about it in the few months back by our government of India banned few applications. Hope you know about it. ProScan, DocScan, some application, 18 kind of applications, more than that is banned by our government. What is the issue behind it? Actually, the applications are not secure. Using that applications, those users are installed on the devices, the hackers, the criminals are taken that particular application, converted the application into make as a vulnerable. Okay, that's why whenever we're creating an application, we have to focus on the security. That's also comes under the cyber security domain. The next case, information security. So every domain I'm telling here, everywhere there will be a skill needed. The skill should be implemented on the project. It should be protect the cyberspace. The second is information security. Information security is meant for how the data to be secured. For example, whether I'm storing my data on my servers, or maybe I'm sending my data from one end to other end on the network. Okay, so whether I'm processing the data on my servers, so whatever may be, the data should be having properly, like integrity controls. For integrity controls, we are going to use some kind of algorithms that is called encryption, decryption algorithms. We'll discuss in coming slides. Anyway, so this information security domain is related to the algorithms for encryption and decryption. The next one, network security. So as per statics comes to know that network security is very, very needed one for the cyberspace. Most of the breaches, most of the vulnerable cases comes to victims or systems through network devices or network areas. So mainly the hackers mainly looking on the network devices. What are the network devices? Like router is there, switcher is there. So how to protect the environment? We'll see in the last part. Okay, so there will be need of network people also. Network people in the just they are crimping a cable and connecting a cable to the LAN port to system is not enough. Apart from that, they have to know about the functioning of the network devices, also how to secure the network devices, and how to give the access to the users, end users of a organization should be aware of it. Okay. Then the fourth one is the operational security. The operational security is a kind of securing an environment with the help of administration. For example, if a company is there, a company should have, if company having it's a 100 number of computers or more than 100 computers. So how to configure? For example, there will be different departments, HR, admin, operational, and students accessing faculty department. So every department should be segregated. The department should be secured. The persons, those are using, it should be role-based access. They have to focus on that. Then the fifth one, internet security. If internet security means the firewall configuration, which data should be allowed inside the network, data should be protected from the outside network, which data should be allowed out from inside to outside. So these are the concerns should be taken care by the internet security people. If it comes to ICT security, that is information communication technology. So here in the ICT security, there's every user, we are using ICT devices like computers, laptops, and all. We should aware of it. Okay, how to use, which not to use. So this kind of thing should be taken to the people, end users, and the environment. The seventh one is the end user education, that is skill training. So here I want to insist one thing, end user education. Recently, I think last week or maybe day before yesterday, UGC also instructed the educational institutions like universities and colleges to promote the cyber security to the college students. Hope you are aware of, you are the academicians, maybe it comes to your knowledge. So UGC is forcing each and every student of a college or university should be aware of cyber security. What's happening, what's going on. They are telling us to conduct the workshop, conduct some kind of workshops to compete the students and all. So these are combined together makes a cyber security domains. It's not like other industries. It's a having a patch of industries. Okay, even though it's technology. If it comes to the still deeper, if we go still deeper, NIST, that is a National Institute of Standards and Technology. It's a USA. They're framing some set of policies. Okay, what should be followed in the security policies and infrastructure policies and all. You can see just there will be 17 domains. Whatever we discuss in 7, it is taken only specific. Apart from this, we have 17 different domains. I'm requesting the audience here. So cybersecurity is not a single domain, just we are focusing on the securing the end devices. Apart from that, these are the 17 domains we have. Take a particular domain and work on it and research on it and how to bring the new innovations to the community, new innovations to protect the cyber attacks. That's our agenda should be. Okay, so the next one, these are the 17 things. If you go still deeper, there will be a sub-modalities. Already it's a cybersecurity modality. So under this, we seen this sub-modality. Inside this, we have sub-modalities also. Okay, so we can go deeper to understand what are the things should be bring to forward. Okay, the next one is creating more heroes. We are the superheroes. I mean, faculty members, we have to bring this information, bring cyber security knowledge to students. They are the becoming heroes. So we have to making awareness. So what is cyberspace? How we are suffering from cyber attacks? How the crimes used to happen? So we having different methods. We can promote them. Go to this domain. Go to this domain. We are having this much of domains here. You can select according to your wish, not forcefully. So we can show them a different domains. Out of different domains, they can select a particular domain to work on it. They can go up to the level for the research. Okay, so they can bring a new one. Okay, so how to create? So before creating more heroes, why I'm putting this slide here, I'm going to show some impact right now happening in our India and all over the globe. Okay, so cybersecurity workforce is very, very, very less. The skilled person, I'm speaking about skilled person. The cyber security workforce, need a skilled person, not like previous years, not like previous current. If you take in this picture, especially out of 7, I mentioned 5. In this 5 continent, here in Asia Pacific, specifically to Asia Pacific, we need of 2 million skilled persons. Okay, we are the superheroes. Already we are completed. Education, maybe we are doing for the research. We are looking for something to innovate new ideas. So we can take these things to our student community, and we can make awareness. We can guide us to promote. There will be a need of cyber skilled professionals. So which skill I mentioned, the domains mentioned in previous slide. If comes to same way, if comes to particularly to the India, if you take India in 2019, it's from the statistics, I think from 2019, no unemployment is there. So this is about the awareness of cyber space and what is the importance we have to give for cyber security. Okay, Ms. Sonali ma'am, any questions from the audience?
No, sir. No questions from the audience right now.
Okay, great. Yeah, audience, if you have any questions, whatever we discussed in the last 30 minutes, you can post our chat, or maybe if you seeing a YouTube, maybe you can post on the comments. Okay, great. Need any break, ma'am? We'll continue. Yes, okay. I think, okay. We'll continue to the next topic. As we seen, first one, cyberspace is over. Yeah.
Sorry, sir. There's a question in the chat box,
Mhm.
like which is the best algorithm for securing data?
Still, we are using that SHA, Samir Hellman's algorithm, and we are using RSA 232. But the thing here, apart from this, but majorly we are using still SHA. Okay, we are using SHA. But apart from that, if we are going to new one, but it's not much secure. So we have to promote, we have to innovate the new algorithms, whatever existing available. So as we've seen from the MD1, MD2, MD3, it's developed a version like that. Still, most of the vendors and most of the encryption policies using the Samir and Huffman algorithms. So there will be 32 or 64 or 128 is there. So still we are using 128 is the most secure algorithm. This is for the existing system, okay. But for the upcoming systems, for the upcoming technologies, we need stronger than this SHA. Okay, for that we have to go through, what is the existing one, how we can make the new algorithm. Definitely it will be very, very useful to the community and very useful to the cyber security platform. Hope it's clear to the audience. Yes. Anything else, ma'am?
Yes, sir. One more question. They wanted to know about digital safety devices.
Digital safety devices.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Digital safety devices is not a different device. Okay. It's a, we can say as a bunch of devices. We can say, for example, if I take an organization, if I want to secure my organization, I can have a firewall, right? It's also under the digital security device. Okay. By this way, if, for example, in my smart handheld device like smartphone, so how to secure? So we don't have a specific digital security device. Whatever devices we have, for example, in smart phone, we can say I can add one more smart device, that is digital security device. So how to secure this digital device, whichever existing with me? For example, I'm having a smartphone, how to secure in the digital way? For example, if I am having UPI systems, if I am having social networking applications, if I am having online banking transactions, how to secure the device? By the way of digital, not by the way of some kind of physical access. Okay, so for that we are using some kind of devices for organization like firewalls. So for the individual users, we are using like a malware, anti-malware. We used to call anti-malware. So antivirus. The common term we are using antivirus. We used to install on a device to protect our platforms or devices. Yes, ma'am.
Sir, one more question. Does AES is better than RSA or SHA for securing big data?
For big data.
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, if you go deeper to the AES and SHA, so as per my reference, as per whatever studied, so most of the places for the information security, I'm telling about the information security, not specific to data science. So in information security, we are using SHA. After SHA only AES we are using. Okay, advanced encryption. So here most of them in the for the transferring the data from one device to other device, SHA, RSA, otherwise then AES will be there. The major thing will be SHA. For data mining, I don't have idea. Yes, ma'am.
Sir, no further questions now.
Yes, okay, great.
We can proceed further.
Yes, ma'am. Super.
Thanks.
Well, yes, thank you, ma'am. Okay, great. The second, we reached to second topic of our session, that is threat actor. Okay, how threats comes to our systems. Okay, how threats comes to our systems, and how to defend by the way of it's coming by different ways. Let's will see one by one. Give me a second, ma'am. Thank you. Here in threat actors, we are going to see one by one. First one, this code will be issued nowadays. Which one in the picture? It's this quote is quoted by Santosh. There'll be, if you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the results of 100 battles. This quote is really applicable to cyber security policies. Why, you know, actually, as I mentioned, cyber security is an industry not like other industries, the booming industries like IoT, blockchain, big data. Why? The technologies is innovating for something new, something automated, something make it as smart, right? If it comes to the cyber security, it's not an innovation, it's a way of defend. Okay, if the enemy is, if I'm going forward, the enemy also coming forward. I'm little going forward, enemy also coming forward. By the way, we are going to defend the person, defend the human being. Okay, we should first understand the enemy. Who is enemy? What is the skills of the enemy? Here, you know, in the cybersecurity platform, actually both the ethical hacker and the hacker, both of them having same skills, having same, also should have same skills, then only defend. For example, in the battle, there will be two teams. One team is very weaker, one team is very stronger. Definitely the weaker team will be lost. Same here, if in the cyber security warfare, so both the teams should be equally skilled. If say the professional, the ethical hacker should have more than them, there will be a hackers, criminals skills. Okay, so how to do that? Hackers, this group of users breaks the computer systems and network of the organizations. Okay, here we are having different types of actors. Okay, we'll see. First, we have to know about the enemy. According to that, we have to making our skills more, even one step forward to know about it, when, what, and how the enemy will interfere to the network and will interfere to the devices we should be aware of. Okay, here in this hackers, in this professional, we can say also cyber professionals. Okay, so in cyber professionals, there will be three category of peoples, three category of professionals. The three category of professionals, the first category is used to call white hat hackers. White hat hackers. The second category is the gray hat hackers. The third category professionals are we used to call black hat hackers or cyber criminals, a general term like hacker. Okay, here in this, what is the characteristic of these three people, these three categories? So most of the things is common to them, whether it's a white hat hacker, whether it's a gray hat hacker, whether it's a black hat hacker, all three categories having same skills, okay, having same functionalities, characteristic, everything same. But only thing is differ here depends on the approach. For example, if I will take an ethical hacker, white hat hacker, also called as ethical hacker. So ethical hackers are the hackers or professionals, hack the systems, disturb the systems, can access the information with prior approval. That is the small difference. Okay, so they can do everything as criminal doing, but only changes here he used to do with the help of prior approval from the organization, from the person. Okay, that is the one difference here. The next one, no motive. The ethical hackers, no motive to disturb the system. The motive is to secure the system, secure the environment. The second kind of people, the second category of professionals, that is gray hat hackers, they are in between white hat hackers and black hat hackers. Okay, so before going to let's know about the gray hat hackers, will have some information about the black hat hackers. Who are they? If it comes to black hat hackers, the black hat hackers are very precious to the system that is called cyberspace, and they also called as criminals. What they do, whatever skills had by the professional, that is ethical hacker, the same skill more than that also they are having. Number one. Number two, they won't expect any approvals from anyone. Directly, they will look for the hole on the organization by the way of applications, by the way of devices, by the way of networks. They will interfere and they will exploit, they will install, they will access the systems, steal the information and all. Okay, so they are not worrying about anything. They will disturb the operations of the systems, even though they are making down the reputation of an organization for the sake of money, or maybe not sake of monetary benefit. Okay, sometimes for just for reputation, spoiling reputation, they used to do. So criminals, that is called black hat hackers. Okay, so their motive will be whether it's making monetary benefits, that is making money. Sometimes they are not making money, just for disturbing someone. In between two, in between the white hat hackers and black hat hackers, there will be gray hat hackers. They are the professionals. What they do, they used to hack the systems on the network, on the organization, but they won't demand the money. Instead of, they are taking the procedures, they are taking the weakness of a system to a owner of an organization. If they are looking like black hat hackers, they are looking like black hat hackers to breach the network, breach the system, steal the information, everything they will look, but they won't do anything. They won't disturb anything. After collecting all the informations, they will bring this information to the system owner. After bringing this information to system owner, they will demand some amount. Demand in the sense, not for the information, not for the resources. Instead of their work, they will tell you, the organization owner, see, this is the weakness your system have. You have to patch this system. If not, hackers will be take the system. So before that, we will give a solution. If you need a solution, you pay to us. We will tell you where are the weakness. So how to patch the weakness, mean close the weakness. Everything they will take care. They also called as brokers for the cybersecurity. Like this, we are having 3 different categories. We need to make our community students become a first category, white hat hackers, in different approaches, different domains. The next one is here. In this 3 categories common. Here also in 3 categories, the actors are 2 types. 2 types of actors are there. Whether it's an internal actor or maybe an external actor. Okay, so internal white hat hacker or external white hat hacker, internal black hat hacker, external black hat hacker. So we have different here. If you take internal and external, what are the motive? One thing I have to just take to your information. Recently, actually, I am with a social media in cybersecurity group. One recent hiring going on, not here in India, in some other country. I don't want to mention the name of the country here. So the criminals, the black hat hackers, publicly recruiting the people. Those are working already in the organization. That's happened. You can Google it, you will get the information. They're publicly announced for recruiting the people, those are working in the organization, to help for breaching the security policies. See how it's common nowadays. So that is recruiting internal actors for disturbing the services. Okay, here in internal actors and external actors, compared to both the actors here, more vulnerable is internal actors. Why? The internal actor may be a employee of a company, maybe a support vendor of a company, or maybe a third party of a company, like availing some kind of devices to the company, whether it's computer systems, printers, or maybe even though they're availing internet connections. Like this, we have different kind of categories. So they also comes under the internal. Okay, if comes under the internal, they have the idea about the organization, how many systems the organization have. If even though if not about the systems, they know at least a minimal idea about it, what the organization infrastructure, what are things having in the organization, like if they are maintaining any servers, if they are maintaining any kind of firewalls to protect the environment, or whether they are using any kind of mail servers, file servers and all, they have a rough idea, right? If an employee, definitely employee aware everything about it, even though the access, what is the access for the networks and all. Okay, so these internal actors more vulnerable to compare to external. Why? Because external actor comes to the network, there will be some steps. They can't directly interfere. Instead of, they have to move step by step. We'll see in the cyber attack cycle, they have to move step by step like a landscape. But here, but internal threats, no need. All accessibility is there. Whatever they want, they can do. Okay, that's why the experts are saying we have to secure the environment based on the role policies. If not, so anyone can, even sometimes the internal actor not having much information, the hacker, as I mentioned just before, the hacker can use the particular employee of a organization to breach the network, to exploit the system. That is called social engineering. At the time of attacks, we'll discuss about it. So that's could also happen. Okay, so that's why we have to make it secure, the environment, whether it's internal or maybe a third party, or maybe a supporting vendor. Okay. If it comes to external security, these are the cyber crimes, whatever we discussed. Black hat hackers used to work outside the organization. They are trying to exploit or maybe they're trying to breach the security on the organization is called external security threats. Here, now we are going to discuss about what are the different attacks. I'm not going to explain all attacks here. Instead of just I'm taking particular to focus on. Okay, because we'll move on to the some kind of explanation here, security explanation. So that's why I'm taking only important attacks nowadays happening, especially in current scenario. What is the things used to happen? I'm taking here. As we know, evaluation of cyber attacks. The evolution of cyber attacks is not a new, it's a very old tactic. Okay, it's started at the time of when the internet is invented in 1970s onwards. When 1970 they internet is invented by the Ministry of Defense USA as a project called ARPANET. That time itself they started disturbing the computer systems, disturbing the environments. So after that, the 1980s, the main motive of the attackers, like those are created the viruses and all. What their motive is? Their motive is not to make money. Their motive is just simply disturb the environment or spoil the reputation of a particular organization or company. That's the motive, nothing else. That's why maybe as we people, okay, used to suffer in mid 90s and late 90s and 20s, early 20s and mid 2005 and all. We used to face some kind of issues like virus issues. Virus issues we not suffered much, but it's disturbed the computer system. Whenever we are working, so it used to restart the system. It used to slow down the system and all. That's the thing used to happen in the earlier period of the cyber attacks. Okay, so there will be no such things like stealing information or destroying the information or demanding the money and all. Later on in 2010, okay, there will be direct attacks started, like DOS attack, that is denial of service attack, and started packet spoofing, sniffing, keylogger. These are the methods brought to the attacks. And here there will be little complex compared to nowadays. That period also it's little complex to understand what kind of technology is used to by criminals to do such kind of interruptions, like DOS, denial of service attack. So whenever any approach comes, so the criminal, once the particular approach or particular attack comes to the light, it will be different. It can be protected once they are going to next step. The criminals are going to next step to make the new one. That's going. It's in nowadays also. Okay. So whenever there will be virus, next to virus, they brought a worms, Trojan horses, logic bombs, and all. So maybe we heard about in 2K, Y2K virus is going to come. We heard like that level, but the thing will be it's not happened. So that's happened in the early days, but nowadays, especially in 2020s and before 2020 and now 2021 and future is strategic attack. What is strategic attack? The attacks are planning to with the help of bots. Hope you remember in day one, maybe you learned about the robotic process automation. So the most technology, not most, all the technology is innovated for the good use only, good purpose only. But we have few peoples, we have few communities, so they are taking in wrong way. Okay, like this, the robotics process automation for the simplifying the tasks of a human being, simplifying the tasks using human being. The same technology is used by the criminals, hackers, to disturb the systems, like DDoS attack. Daniel, there is distributed Daniel of attack and DOS attack. They are using for that. So like this, if you comes to the data science, artificial intelligence, there will be some kind of technologies bringing. That is bringing, for example, here morphing we are using for data security. We are using abstraction policies. So same is used to by the hackers to make something new, innovate. So such kind of thing is very, very serious nowadays to attack our devices. Okay, so very complex and high sophisticated attacks happening nowadays. It's very difficult to mitigate and very difficult to detect also. I'm going to showcase you in a coming slides. It's time to detect, okay, in cybersecurity. So, okay, here, we'll see how the attackers bringing this exploitation into our devices. If we are secure with these things, whatever next few minutes I'm going to speak about it, if we are focusing on this and if we are very serious and very serious on this particular things, definitely we can at least avoid such kind of attacks. Okay, first one is email and browser attacks. Okay, how by email and browser attacks happen? Everyone aware of it. It's a very oldest methods too. So most of the attacks used to happen by internet connectivity. Internet connectivity in the sense, so we used to receive a mail from unsolicited person. It's look like a legitimate mail, okay, or maybe it's a showcasing you are offer, you are going to get this offer, you are going to make money, you can blah blah blah, say many things. Okay, without aware about this, we people open the emails. If opening emails also not a issue, after opening the emails, there will be some kind of links, attachments, and maybe some access is given, or maybe some offers given. When we clicking on this particular link or buttons, we gone. Okay, we should aware of that. So first step, how the hackers or maybe criminals coming to our system or organization, first way they are trying to send a mail. That's why we are having a option in our all email applications that is called spam folder or junk folder. In some application, it's called as spam. In some folder applications, we have junk. Okay, so whenever bulk emails comes, it used to it's also automated process. It's also automated process by the email applications and putting that bulk mails to a spam folders or junk folders. Okay, so whenever it comes to spam and junk, we have to recheck once, twice, thrice, not a problem. So if not necessity, it's not from a genuine person, blindly we can delete it, omit the mails. By the way, at least we can secure. So as per the statistics, around 70% of okay. The next one is a browser that is called spyware and adware. Spyware and adware. First, we'll take a spyware. You can see in this picture, whenever we are using the computer browser, I mean, whether it's from Google or whatever browser we are using to access the websites, we should be aware of it. No pop-up should be comes. If pop-up in the sense, you can see in this picture, there will be one small box noticing a orange arrow. It means, so when you are accessing any websites, any pop-up is coming suddenly, for quick process, what we used to do, whether we used to click yes or no, we don't bother about it. What is that? What is saying? It's really useful to us or not? Whether we used to allow or block, we won't think of. So due to our concentration in our information we are looking for on the websites, we click, move on it. So by the way, the hackers, criminals sending a malicious codes to our systems. What is malicious codes and how affecting our systems? We'll see in the coming slide. So malicious codes sending by the hackers, it used to install in our browser or maybe in our computer whenever any typings, any browsing, any accessing or downloading, everything will be recorded by the hackers in their system. Okay, second thing, that spyware is the second category for attacks coming to our environment. The third one is the adware and scareware. Adware also same like a spyware. So adware, whenever we are looking at websites, there will be some pop-up showcasing you have an offer. You can buy a pen drive for ₹1. You can buy a Reebok shoes for ₹99, like this. But exclusive offers, we too prefer to check whether real. So even though for checking reality, we don't want to go, instead of we can directly go to the particular website instead of clicking any link given there. That's the one of thing. So with the help of adware, if clicking on the particular links coming in the pop-up, it's also taking control to the criminals. Okay, they can exploit your system. Okay, the next one is the scareware. Some scareware comes to the emails and they tell you your system is going to expire the license of antivirus. Maybe your antivirus is expired, and maybe your system is vulnerable. You have to patch your system or patch your operating system. Don't bother with it. If you're getting such emails, you check in the direct methods, not by clicking on any links sending by the unlegitimate users. Okay, so these are the things should be very careful before the exploitation happen. Okay, the next one is grayware. If it comes to the mobile devices, in mobile devices also, we should be very aware. We not to install all applications. For example, my friend, before that, just you go for the review, look for the ratings. What are the rating? What are the review saying with it? After looking everything, we have to install. Blindly, we are installing the applications on our handheld devices. It's also leads to criminal attack. For example, as we seen, as mentioned, few of the applications are banned by our government. So why? Because it's used to behave as an anonym, and it's used to making the information still by the criminals. Okay, that's why immediately it comes under effect to uninstall. Even the notification comes from the Google Play Store also to delete such kind of applications. Okay, so this the way the hackers comes to the mobile devices, the grayware, especially for the mobile hand devices. The next one is the rough access point. This is also one of the important. We people used to travel to office or maybe to some places. Okay, especially those are traveling by public transports like metro stations, airports, or maybe train stations. We should be very, very careful. Not only nowadays, the things is available in the cafes also. If you go for a cafe center, in coffee center, there are also open Wi-Fi available. So we are really very happy. I too, everyone, getting access for internet really it's good, no, to download their movies or maybe downloading some softwares, whatever we require it, right? So it should be avoided. It should be avoided. Why? Because rough access point, basically the open Wi-Fi is very, very, very dangerous. So most of the mobile-based hacking or criminals used to happen by this open Wi-Fi access. In open Wi-Fi access, anyone can join. We can't say if 100 users are joining to the particular open Wi-Fi, all 100 users are really ethic-based professionals. So out of 100, maybe few of them, it's having some other ideas to do some criminal things or maybe disturb something. Okay, so how it's used to happen, you can see the picture. First, what happened, open Wi-Fi is open to everyone. Okay, anyone can just give the ID password to connect with it. So what criminal do? First, they also join like a user. After joining like a user, okay, they can make their system, make their device into as public. Public in the sense they are making one more sub communication channel. So once whoever is joining to the particular criminal's devices, the whatever traffic moving from the device, the victim device to the network, it passing through a criminal device. So I'm going to showcase you one thing is called that is a sniffing, packet sniffing. So that is called packet sniffing. By the way, the person can see whatever communication traversing from your mobile to network. So we should be very careful in this rough access points, okay, in the open Wi-Fi. So much better to access the open Wi-Fi, especially in public areas and cafes and all. Okay. The next one is phishing. Phishing is nowadays very common attacks used to happen, whether by making a phone call, asking for the card details, or it's a voice communication. Apart from that, we have two types of phishing. That is, one is called the farming, other one is called the smishing. The farming also nowadays very common. The mail used to receive in our inbox or spam folder, it's look like very similar to the genuine mail, legitimate mail. When we are reading, we think of, oh, our bank send a mail to us. Oh, our card is going to expire. Okay, what they said? So they said to click on the link to update the details. It's look like very legitimate. When we are clicking, even though it will take to the website, it's also look like legitimate, original like mail. So once we are going there, definitely if you're clicking a link, it won't take you to the legitimate web address. Instead of, there will be some changes. Maybe you research on it, you comes to know there will be small dot in between or colon in between, or maybe taken out one character from the website address of a legitimate site. Okay, like this they used to do. Okay, I heard one case from my friend. He received a mail. It's looked like www.icibank.com is the real one, but he received icicbank.com. Only I missing. When looking, the is not much affect. So when it's clicking, it's taking you look website. The website also similar like a legitimate website. Okay, so once we are going there, if we are entering any information, it's not going to a bank server. Instead of, it's going to the criminal server. The criminals are capturing all the data entering by us. We should be very careful. Next to the same like smishing also, here they are sending by emails. In phishing attacks, they are sending by emails. It is called farming. When they're sending through SMS, called smishing. This two attacks. These are the familiar attacks used to happen in our circumstance. Next to the browser plugins and the browser poisoning like a spyware, adware, scareware. So whenever any pop-up or extension, we should be checked once, twice, thrice whether it's really needed or not. If we not needed, we have to just omit it. We have to leave about it. Okay. If we allow, definitely they will be go to the hack our systems. Not only that, this one, in some cases, maybe we think of whatever we are searching, we are looking on the Google is right information. I will mention one point. Maybe I don't know how many of you noticed this one. If you looking some information on Google, there will be a multiple websites, multiple information available in the list of websites. In the list of website, you can see the first 3 or 4 websites having AD. It means address, ad. It's AD means ad based search optimization engine. Okay. Here, what they do for some, if I'm running a company, So whenever looking for something like a cyber security, I need my company should be displayed first. That's my objective. So I can pay to Google. They used to keep in the top of the list. That is okay. Same, the Google not worry about it whether the company person, whether the person is taking this service is genuine or not. Okay, so like this, the criminals also comes for, especially when it's used to happen. No? For the general data, we won't suffer much. If you go for downloading a movies, downloading a games, okay, so in such time the hackers sites also displaying there. We have to very careful while doing the search. Okay, so we have to check whether the website look like genuine or not. Then only we have to enter. Otherwise, just will go on to the list of websites available. Out of that, we can select an appropriate one. Okay, this about the browser plugin. Social engineering. Social engineering also nowadays very common, especially for the organizations, institutions, big companies. It's a headache for them. So how, with the help of a small story here, basically the social engineering, it's a act of reputation. It's an act of reputation. For example, someone is sending a request by social networking, whether it's a Facebook or Instagram, something else. Okay. So first, sending a request. I'm looking a request and saying, okay, the guy looks good. Okay, that's a professional. Maybe he's good to have a network. So we have to allow or join, maybe allow, accept it. Okay. Once he or she comes to our networks, okay, then later on, it will have some interactions with that fellow. So used to share some information. Later on, day by day goes some information asking about where you're working, what's your profession, what's your job description and all. So before coming to social networking, sending a request to us, the hackers, the criminals first identify whether the person is really worth to have a social engineering or no. Okay, so first they will check with the help of profiles, because our data, everything is in the cloud, bro. Anyone can see. For example, if you want to know me, okay, you can go for to Facebook, you can go for LinkedIn to look on me. So you can collect some information. The same way, the criminals used to collect some information first. After that, they decide whether really that person is worth to us. Then they will make a social engineering, like sending a request. It will be accepted by the victim. After accepting, they will have a conversation. It's a long process. After conversation, they will make a reputation. Then they will ask some details about the organism. Mean to say, they will give some support and all. Everything is happened. Finally, one day, when the criminal is ready to exploit the organization system, what they do know, they used to send a mail or maybe a message to a person, known person, what, okay, when he or she is in the organization, not outside the organization, when he or she in the organization working on the computer. So mostly, that's why most of the companies are securing their environment to allow access to the mails, allow access to the social networks and all. What the reason? So once the person is sending an email to a victim, the person, particular person, definitely the person will open. Yes or no? Even we used to open. So because we know the person, we had a conversation, we know about him or her, everything. So that's why we used to open the mail in organization computer. Once open the mail, okay, there will be some attachment. It's related to whatever conversation had with the fellow, I mean it's a criminal. Okay, so if opening an attachment, whether it's a PDF, document, picture, whatever may be, done, finish everything. By the way, only organizations are getting very serious issues. Okay, so by the way of social engineering, if the criminals not able to tolerate or not able to breach the network, what they used to do, they will have a indirect way. First, they will explore the persons working in the particular company. Then they will find out to have a social network. Then they will comes to the company network to exploit. This is a social engineering methods. This also nowadays very familiar. How to avoid? We have to take the precautions to before having any communication with the unknown persons. That's DDoS attack. DOS attack is the older one. So I'm taking here to explain about the DDoS attack. So in the DDoS attack, DDoS, distributed denial of services. So the same concept, which one concept we discussed in the robotic process automation. Here, the criminal, what do the first person standing on the first row, what he do or she do, she will make a he will make a malware program. Then what he will do, instead of directly exploiting the particular server of an organization, first he will collect some users. He will explore some users on the network. Those are not secure. Okay, first explore. After finding out the users, they will send the malware. They will send the malware to the all users explode. After sending, the system will be exploited over. They are not going to take anything from the user system. Instead of what they do, once everything is ready, they made a bulk users ready for attack. They will give an instruction at a time to attack one single server or one single machine. What happened? System having a limitation. Up to one level, they can manage it. If beyond the level, what happened? The system goes down. Okay, at the time, the service won't available. The same thing happened recently with the airline industry in one brand. Okay, so sometimes users couldn't able to access the websites because of this DDoS attack. Suddenly, many numbers of commands going to the server will goes down. The users are sitting in the last row, couldn't able to access the server applications, right? This is called DDoS attack. How these are happening? Will see. Spoofing. Sniffing. Sniffing is the one method. Whatever methods I said in the beginning, attacks, threat actors. So hackers using the sniffing method. Sniffing means it's looking, exploring something, like whatever data is transferring from one network to other network. If our data is not encrypted, not a proper algorithm used, then the data is flowing between the networks traced by the criminals to identify. I can say one example, real example, everyone aware of it, Wikileaks, right? Wikileaks, what they used to do? They used to breach the information, right? Maybe it's a confidential information of a particular country. They used to sniff and they used to release. That's why Wikileaks founder in prison. Okay, so that's the case. So the criminals used to sniff with the help of some tools like Wireshark we have, Nmap we have, like in Poly Linux we have tools, but we can use the same tools for the good purpose, ethical purpose. Okay, so sniffing. The next one is the spoofing. Spoofing is dangerous from the sniffing. Sniffing only analyzes the package to get the information, but spoofing is a method duplicating the person. How? We are the hackers using a method called IP spoofing, MAC spoofing, ARP spoofing. It's related to network security operations. For example, one computer is reliable and connected to the server as authenticated. What the hackers do, they will collect those users connected. After taking the information, the hacker use the same information to contact the server to breach the policy or maybe exploit the services. That's a spoofing option. These are the different types of attacks. Finally, in the second topic, finally we are going to see about the malware. Whatever attacks we seen, whether the hackers sending through email or maybe a browser attack like a spyware, adware, scareware, or maybe a social engineering, behind everything, only one thing is there, that is called malware. Okay, we used to say whenever we are asking to a common peoples, so what issue with your computer system, they used to say first word virus. Virus is not correct thing. The virus is gone. It's a earlier stage of the infected computers. But nowadays, virus is not much available. Instead of, we are having different types. Like we have worms, Trojan horse. More than that, we have ransomware. About ransomware, we are going to discuss a little more about it. So malware is a malicious code. Malicious code is used by criminals to disturb the computer operation. Disturb the computer operation. That's the main thing. Malicious code written by the criminals to disturb the computer operation. Information, whether it's used to take the information from the users to the criminals systems, or maybe whether it's spoil the systems. So we have different methods. In that one, we are going to discuss about one thing is called ransomware. Okay, ransomware is the very familiar attack. Okay, it's a 350% increase in 2018. 350, just to think of, not 100, 200%, 350% increase in 2018, according to the estimate. Also, cybersecurity ventures expect the businesses will fall victim to ransomware. Even maybe you heard about it in the last July, one of the big oil refinery company in USA is infected by ransomware. Okay, they paid millions of crypto coins to the hackers to get back. That's very big. If you take analysis here from the 2016, okay, and for example, if you take from 2021, every 11 seconds, one ransomware is happening. What is ransomware? How criminals used to make the money with the help of ransomware? Let's we'll discuss in next slide. How ransomware works. Ransomware works with the, as whatever we discussed before slides here, whether it comes to email or browser or infected pen drives. Pen drives not much in use nowadays. Okay, so malicious websites. So most out of three, there will be two things is very important here. One is the malicious email attachment and the malicious websites. So by the ways only, some malicious code come to the system. Okay, user is infected by ransomware. Later that all data on the PC used to encrypted. All data on the PC will be encrypted. So after encryption, the particular user of a system couldn't able to access anything on the system. Maybe you noticed the newsers, or maybe you are go through the articles, maybe you had an idea. So no access to their own information. Okay, so then the hackers demand the money. If demand the money, then they will give the unlock key, that is called decrypt key, to open the encrypted files. That is the ransomware works. So you can see with this picture example, that is the malicious code or malicious file come through attachment of a mail. It's downloaded to the desktop. Once it's downloaded, so unknowingly it's opened by the user of a system. Once it's open, it's executed. Once it's executed, so everything is encrypted. You can see the message called important files are encrypted. Okay, if you want to decrypt, you have to pay ransom to this Bitcoin address. Okay, so even though the persons, the criminals, not getting bank transaction, instead they are going for the Bitcoin. Okay, so that's one of the issue. Bitcoin is digital currency, so it's not able to find who's the criminal behind the ransomware. The next one is cybersecurity. Now we reach to cybersecurity. So any doubts here? How the threat actors affecting our cyberspace? Ms. Sonaima, any doubts from the audience? Give me a second.
We are checking it, sir.
Yes, please.
Anisha ma'am, are there any questions from the audience side?
No, ma'am. No questions from the audience.
Okay.
Okay,
Great,
sir.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I would just like to make certain announcements.
Yes,
The
please.
attendance and the feedback link will be shared towards the end of the session. And you need to fill both the Google Forms, and the links will remain active only for 15 minutes. So when we suspend the meeting, the forms will also be disabled. So please keep an eye on your Zoom chat for both the Google Forms, which will be shared with you shortly. Also, if you have any doubts, any questions for Sir, please message us in the chat so that we can make this session more interactive. Okay, thank you, sir. You can continue with the session.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Yeah. Next thing, now we are coming forward to cybersecurity concerns. So first we discussed about the cyberspace, then threat actors. Now we are going to how to defend their issues. How to defend the issues we are going to discuss. The first thing here in cybersecurity, we have to aware of how it works. That is called cyber attack life cycle. As I mentioned in the land, okay, for the warfare, there will be two battles how to defend. The same way we have to first know the warfare, what are the things doing by the criminals. For example, basically it can be divided into 7 steps. Okay, so here one methodology using by the cyber security professionals, that is called kill chain method. That is a kill chain is a method invented by the Robert Martin from defense. He is a defense devices manufacturer. He only introduced the word called kill chain. Okay, so what is mean by kill chain? The hackers, whatever we seen in the earlier slides, it's not one-day operation. It's not a one-day operation. It's a long process. Okay, so from the beginning to ending the exploiting the server or the systems, there will be a long process. We'll see it's down to 7 things. First, the criminals do the reconnaissance means they will explore something about the organization. They will explore something about the organization, how the organization structure, how the infrastructure, what are the devices they are using, whether they are using the routers, whether they are using the firewalls, what kind of system they are having, what kind of services they are availing. Everything will be explored by the criminals first. After exploring the details, then they will move on to second stage is called weaponization. What is meant by weaponization? They are planned which weapon is right for the particular organization. Whether we can deliver a mail, or whether we can make a social engineering, or whether we can make a sniffing, spoofing, or whether we can make some kind of other methods, they will check which weapon is right for the particular organization. Once they explore the method which is best suit for the organization, the third step they will comes to delivery. If example, I will take my own example. For example, I'm having a computer system having much information related to cyber security and networking and all. Someone is need to take the stuff, so they are looking for all the things, but they are planning to take the information with the help of USB. Yes, delivery is delivery by the way of USB. USB having malicious code. I'm connecting a USB to my laptop. Definitely the malicious code will be start running. Then my system is under criminal. if it's a physical way. Okay, if not in physical way, okay, if not in person, so how the delivery will be happen? As I mentioned the previous steps, that's why I mentioned all steps earlier. So whether by through email, through browser, through adware, by the way only they will deliver the malware. What is malware? Already we understood. So they deliver the malware. Once the malware comes to our system, it will start exploitation. Exploitation, it will start executing. Executing in the sense, it will wait for a particular period or maybe wait for a trigger. Once the trigger is done, it will start installation. Okay. Once start installation, okay, start installation. So what happened? The particular malware once installed on our computers or organization servers, then the control will be on criminal's hand. The criminal take over of the server and the organization systems, then they can do what they want. This is the way basically cyber attack life cycle used to happen. It's not a single process, jump into system and taking the information and all. Before that, these are the stepwise process used to do by the criminals. Okay, so here we are using the method called kill chain. With the help of this kill chain, we can stop the threat. We can stop the threat at any time, at any stage here. For example, reconnaissance, okay, also maybe he can explore, but everything is perfect in the organization. Network security, infrastructure security, physical access, everything, role-based access, everything is secured here. So then not able to come inside the organization. Okay, once reckon there will be some failure, then they can breach and they're coming inside the organization, criminals coming to the organization. Next stage is weaponization. With the help of weaponization, whether by email, pen drive, whatever may be, if we are having a proper security on the organization, the user can't connect the USB drives, the user can't open the junk mails, the user can't access the social medias. By the way, the organization can make secure with the help of avoiding such kind of accessibilities. That is second, we can kill the threat here itself. If okay, even though the weaponization delivery is success by the criminal, they are coming to exploitation. So exploitation here, exploitation and installation. In exploitation and installation, if a person, organization making a computer system into role-based access, for example, I am a user of the company, I am having a limited access. I can see my files, I can access my files, I can delete my files. Apart from that, I can't able to do anything like installation of the softwares or maybe downloading the softwares and all. If such kind of restriction is there, so what happened? The installation won't happen. Definitely installation require the administrator. If comes to administrator knowledge, administrator knows so whether it's allow or not to secure the environment, right? So by the way, the organization can secure in this place to kill the threat. So even though once installation is over, then if comes to the command and control, the commands are going to the criminal system. So successfully installed on the victim system, you can take the information, your command will go. So once command will go, the criminals used to ready to take the information or ready to encrypt the data or maybe ready to destruct the data, everything. Okay. In such case, so here is the last way. It's gone to criminals, they can do what they want. So by this way only hacks happen. So here we used to do the option called kill chain. How to do this? For example, you see in this graph, once we are not avoiding a attack, a threat in the beginning, it leads to very severe issues on our security. How? So once the criminals comes to the organization, it's time to detect this very more long time. For example, you can see in this graph, if leaders, non-leaders, what is meant by leaders? If the experts, okay, the experts and the non-experts of the cybersecurity professionals. So it takes around averagely 1 to 7 days to detect the attack. After detecting the attack, they have to recover. After recover, there will be some steps. See here, I will showcase in the framework. So here for cyber security, we need 3 resources. That is called PPT, sometimes used to call PPT, PTP, whatever it be. So people, process, technology. Is all 3 together makes the system secure. People, process, and technology. All 3 resources make the system secure. How to do this? The first one, people. People is the initial, as we seen in Rakan and maybe in the second stage explanation. So first looking for the how to breach the network, how to breach the organization. Here the people should have aware about the policies of a organization. Policies of the organization. In these policies, the company, the organization used to make some kind of authentication policies and identification policies, some password policies. Whenever the system using by the employee, there should be some restriction on the password. Then user policies, remote access policies, it should be implemented on the organization. Then it will secure the network. Then process. In process, sorry, one second. Yeah. In process, we are having CIA triad. That is called confidentiality, integrity, availability. How we can secure our environment with the help of process, that is called CIA. By the way of confidentiality, in confidentiality, we can make a AAA services, that is authentication, authorization, and authentication, authorization, availability. So here in this AAA access, we can protect our environment. Only we can allow to authorized person to do authorized work, not open to everyone in the organization. In integrity, there will be data abstraction. Mean we have to implement some algorithms like encryption algorithm to make secure the data, not only for the data. Whenever we are sending the data from our device to network or network to other device, that will be encrypted in manner. Okay. So, but whatever data stored on our computer and we stored on our organization server, it's not in the secure way. So we have to plan for the integrity. So make sure the algorithm is secure the data, whatever stored on the organization. Or accessibility of the data should be secure. The third one is the availability. With the help of DDoS attack and logic bomb attack, the hacker used to destroy the physical devices. Sometimes used to happen. Physical devices. Yes, we have some kind of a malwares. Malwares are used to stop the systems. I mean, make the system goes down. Make the system will be not supportive or not functioning. Okay, such kind of malwares are there. So here the organization makes sure having a redundant devices. Redundant devices means they can have an alternate path for accessibility. That is called redundant. So also a availability concern. So with the help of people, we have to make sure make the awareness to them to access policies and procedures of a organization. With the help of process, we have to do this. Say it's a very big topic, process topic. Just for information, CIA is the process has to take care. The last thing we are going to discuss about the technology. Okay, as mentioned, the physical access and the role-based access depends on the roles. We have to give the access to the users. The next one is technology. Before securing a network with the help of technology, we have some kind of steps to do. It's framed by some general bodies. Okay, that is called a IT security management framework. NIST is having a different framework, and the CISS having a different framework. Okay, so what the common thing will be here, once the incident happened, once the criminal attacked the system or organization, so what are the steps to take care? First step, identify the threat, identify the issue happened in the organization. Okay, once identified, first step should be protect from that one. For example, once it's a hacked, okay, try to protect at least whatever gone, the remaining things should be protected. Okay, after the protect, we have to detect it. So how it comes to the network or organization. The fourth thing is respond. Fourth thing is respond. So we have to respond to the users of a system. So this is use happen. So we are facing some issues. Very soon we are coming back to you all. So inconvenience regarded like this. So I have to respond to the users. Then finally recover whatever lost happened. So these are the few steps to follow once the cyber attacks happen. After that, some technologies we have to protect our environment. There will be a software-based and hardware-based. We'll discuss first software-based. Software-based is very easy to install in our devices. For example, software firewalls and antivirus. Software firewalls means basically it's coming along with our operating systems like Windows Defender. We have in our Microsoft 7 and 10. We have to make it up to date. Antivirus should be with our systems to protect our single user systems. Network and port scanner for the organization based avoiding for sniffing and spoofing. Protocols analyzer, vulnerability scanners. These are the some kind of software based technologies. Okay, this is common to us. But if it comes to hardware, we are going discuss little deeper here. Hardware based technology safeguards. We are using different types here. The IDS, IPS is the older of security devices, hardware devices. Recent one we are using is firewalls. Okay, firewall is the right hardware device to protect from the environment. Okay, how firewall works? So IDS will only detect. Okay, it will only detect the threats and showcase to the administrator. IPS will be detect and prevent from the attacks and showcase to the administrator. But firewall, as per the users configuration, it will allow or disallow the traffic on the network based on the configuration. Okay, we'll discuss the next one. Network based technology safeguards. Nowadays, most of them having work from home. We can say work as office, right? So work from home, we used to access the database of organizations, especially the software developers. Okay, if when they want to access the information of organization server, so everything will be in the open network. So any hacker can use the method sniffing, spoofing to gather the information. In such kind, we have some technology called VPN, virtual private network, making a secure connection between the two networks to access the information. So no intermediary can sniff the information. Network access control and wireless access point security. This is one of the important critical thing we should aware of it. Here in wireless access point security, most of them we are taking internet connection from the different vendors like Airtel, Jio, whatever may be available. So after taking that, they comes to our place and installing the routers and giving a password and all right. Everything is okay. If we are the peasants using, or maybe I'm getting an internet connection to my home, I have to make sure the particular device is secure. How it comes to secure, we have to change the things, the default settings into some other settings. We'll discuss in coming slide. Okay, access control is the method to avoid. So here, as we mentioned, IPS IDS system, basically the criminal, number one, you can see the traffic, person is sitting and sending a traffic in internet. I mean, it's from cloud, it's coming to the router. Next to router, there will be a firewall. So IPS, what IPS do, whenever the information comes to firewall, it will check whether the information is safer, then it will allow. If not safer, then it will throw it in the bit bucket or in the recycle bin. How it works, I will show you with the architecture. Now is the firewall architecture. This is the firewall architecture, which firewall we seen in the previous picture. How the firewall works, how it will detect the packets, how it will detect the threats and all. In firewall, there will be two places, okay, two partitions. One is called control plane, other one is called data plane. What is meant by the control plane and data plane? The control plane is only for managing the firewall. Control plane is only for managing the firewall. It contains CPU, RAM, and solid state drive. Whatever configuration doing by the administrator, or network administrator, or a security administrator, it will be stored on the SSD of a firewall. It's only for the configuration. Then what is meant for data plane? The data plane is the place to pass through the traffic. I think I skipped. Here is the picture. With the help of this picture, I can explain. Here, the packet is coming. In the left side, packet is coming. Once packet is entering from the network, what it will do, it will keep the packet in the firewall. Keep the packet, not process anything, just keep the packet, open the packet. Okay, hope everyone knows about what is packet. In internet communication, we are using data packet switching. So there will be communication used to happen by the way of packets. That's called I meant here. The packet will be comes to the firewall first. So out of this two architecture, I mean, it's combined together one firewall. One is for control plane for management purpose. One is for data. Other one is for data plane. This data plane for processing the data. So what the data plane will do, we'll discuss in detail here. First, the packet comes here. Once packet comes here, the packet will be preserved and it will open it. It will take only the particular details like what is the source address, destination address, source port, destination port, source MAC, destination MAC. Like this, the header, not the data payload. Payload means it contains the data. The header means it contains the information. It will take only the information, okay, and parallelly send to all the steps here. First one is to send to user ID. What is meant for user ID? If a person, I am a administrator of a organization, I am configuring a particular data of a website or from this server can allow to inside the network. So in such case, what do the user ID will be check whether the user ID is allowable or not allowable. If allowable, it will give a tick, okay, success. If not allowable, it will give bear. The next, parallelly, the app ID will be processed. What is meant by app ID? Here is the trick. App ID is based on the application ID. We can say application ID, app ID. So for every application, there will be some kind of characteristic. For example, Facebook data is coming to the firewall, there will be particular IDs there. For Instagram packet is coming to the firewall, there will be particular ID. So it will check each and every step here. So it will process application related things. It checks whether the particular application it's allowed or not allowed. For example, if I configure the Facebook traffic should be not allowed. So what it will check? It will check the app ID. Okay, so app ID, after checking the app ID, it related to the Facebook ID, it will discard the packet. If it's allowable, it will check, then it will allow. Parallelly, it's parallel process. This is a new generation firewall architecture. It's from the one of the vendor, new generation firewall architecture. That's why we used to call NGF, like new innovation. Here, in traditional firewalls, not a parallel processing. It will be a series of processing. It takes time. But here, it's very quick process. It can handle thousands of packets at a time. Okay. Here, once the app ID is processing, parallelly the content ID is processing. Content ID is looking for the data what the packet have. The data is really secure. It's having any executable codes. If executable codes means it's having a particular signing from the manufacturer, yes, then. So once user ID, app ID, and content ID, everything is clicked with acceptable, then only policy engine say, oh, go, this packet is safer. You can allow this packet move on to the network. This is the way process. Here, each and every step, we people have to work on it. Okay, so here in the cybersecurity professional, you can if you take an example, antivirus companies like K7, Kaspersky, McAfee, whatever may be, what they do now, they are not simply selling the antivirus to us. Okay, along with that, they are having a team of experts on daily basis. They are collecting the attacks happening. As I mentioned, 3,000 plus attacks used to happen. They used to collect all the attacks and they used to check whether the attacks are all existing attacks or maybe a new attacks from the criminals. If the new attacks, what they do, they used to create a user ID for the attack, app ID for the attack, content ID for the attack. Okay, they will make a signature that is called signature. Signature in the sense it contains the information about user ID, app ID, content ID. They will make it in the database called, that is we used to say, antivirus update. That's why we have to update the antivirus at least weekly once. Okay, otherwise what happened, our database used to expire and the new signature is not updated, so easily the virus comes to our system. Okay, so we have to update the antivirus frequently to avoid such kind of. So that is called signature database. Signature database centrally available. So whatever attacks happen on daily basis, it will make it as into signature. The signatures comes to our antivirus to update. Then it will be fit onto the antivirus whenever any traffic used to come. For understanding, I'm saying antivirus. The same way, firewall also, for every firewall, there will be a database. So whenever any updation is there, automatically it will be update the signature database of your firewall. Okay, once it's updated, the new threads comes to the network, it will be restrict. That is the firewall packet processing. Okay, the next one is data flows in an open network and data flows in a firewall network. For example, the most of the organization is securing the network, but still organization having an open network. So it is leads to hackers can easily. For example, this is the typical architecture we used to call as east-west traffic and north-south traffic. What is mean by east-west traffic and north-south traffic? Excuse me. The east-west traffic is a traffic happening between the devices within the network. Devices within the network. For example, if I'm in an organization, so my organization having a local area network, so I'm accessing my computer, I'm accessing my colleague computer from my computer. It's a local area network access. So within a network, that is called east-west traffic. Okay, if the traffic, for example, if from my computer system I want to access the google.com or maybe yahoo.com, I want to access the external server, the traffic moving towards outer network, that is called north-south traffic. So where we have to place the firewall, here where we have to place the firewall, we have to place the firewall in a in between the inside and outside, that is mean north-south traffic. In north-south traffic, we have to place the firewall. How to place it? Look on this picture. There's a secured network. In this one, there will be a perimeter. Okay, in this perimeter, you can see whatever outbound traffic, whatever traffic coming from the internet. Outbound traffic means internet traffic coming towards the organization network. It will be checked by the firewall. That is called internet perimeter firewall. So basically the firewall will be placed before the internet service provider router. Whatever internet router we have in our organization, we have in our homes, that router to our device, in between there will be firewall. Okay, so whatever traffic coming from the internet, it will be analyzed by the firewall. Once it's analyzed by the firewall, it will be coming towards to the network. Okay, by the way, the firewall can secure. Okay, here one more question. For example, if securing a network with the help of firewall, if a single place, a office is and the office environment is maintained in single place, that's okay. Whatever traffic coming from internet, firewall will be as a gate. It will be allow or disallow, depends on the configuration. What about the branches of the organization? How we can avoid it? So for that purpose, we can have a branch office firewall. So branch office firewall will be connected with the help of VPN, that is virtual private network. So with the way we can protect the branch offices too. The internet perimeter firewall can take care about the branch office firewall too. Okay, anyway, the communication will be with the help of internet only, but we are having a virtual private network here, VPN connection. So by this way, we can secure the network. Okay, the next one is here, securing network devices. Okay, so whatever devices we are buying from the vendors, whether it's from the Cisco, Juniper, Palo Alto, F5, whatever things is there, or maybe we are taking an internet connection from Airtel, Jio, Hathway, whatever connection is there, we should aware of, we have to change the default settings. Most of the default settings of the vendor will be common. Okay, that's why anyone can access. For example, someone is bringing internet router to my home and fixing on it, and it's telling you can use. I'm simply using, not enough. Maybe the same person can stand out of my home and they can access the Wi-Fi connections. They can do whatever needs. Right? We have to aware of it. We have to change the default settings. That is about the default, changing default settings. Apart from that, we have to securing the, hardening the network devices. We have to protect the unused ports, whether physically closed or maybe we have small patches, we can close it. Otherwise, we can logically closed with the help of some kind of settings, right? Then finally, how to secure our mobile phones. How to secure mobile phones. It's a very crucial and very important things we have to aware of it, because most of them we are connected with internet all the times. Earlier, we think of thief never comes to home because gates and doors are closed. But we are bringing our threats to our bedrooms. Okay, we have to very serious about this concern, handling the mobile devices. So what are the things should be taken care in the smartphones? First, we have to lock phones using passwords, and only we have to install the trusted applications from the Google Play Store or maybe a Apple Store. Then turn off Bluetooth connections after the usage. Blue hijacking is there. Blue hijacking is there. Okay, so to avoid, we have to turn off. Not only that, we have to turn off the internet also while we are going to sleep, whenever not in use and all. Okay, so anytime the exploitation will happen. So once we are not connected to the internet, at least we can protect our devices. Okay, always encrypt your data and internal and external media, not to cloud. The cloud is open to everyone, anyone can access. Then timely install updates and patches is very important. Most of them saying about even though installing antivirus, virus comes to system, which one I explained just before, that's the issue. If you are not updating regularly, what happened? The new signature is not in the antivirus database. That's why the new virus comes easily to the system. After that, we are updating, no use of it. Once virus comes and entered, so no use of it. Okay. then always use a VPN on public Wi-Fi and untrusted network if need. Okay, this is about cyber valve and threat actors, how to secure the environment. Okay, so hope you had a good insight about cyber security, what are the opportunities we have, and how to make more heroes on this cyber security industry to avail these opportunities. And thank you all for attending this session. If you have any questions, you can write over the chat box. Sonali ma'am, over to you.
Okay, sir. We do have a question.
Yes, please.
So, Dr. Ishwarya is asking, is antivirus sufficient to tackle cybercrime on devices having small data?
Ma'am, she's asking particular to the user device in the sense like home-based, or she's asking about the organization.
Maybe at the client end, because the data.
Yeah, if for user end in the sense like we people using computer systems and smart handheld devices, that's for antivirus is enough. Along with antivirus, that's I insisting here, we have to update frequently, not in monthly basis or maybe in the 2 months once. We have to update, if possible, we have to update on daily basis too, because as we seen in the statistics, so there will be a 3,000 plus attacks used to happen. There around 2,000 plus viruses used to generate every day in the globe wise, not in India wise, globe wise. So once we are updating the new whatever new threats invented by the criminals will be added to the signature database. It will protect our system. That's for single user devices. Antivirus is enough. At the same time, very specially, as I mentioned, people, process, technology. Technology is the last one. The people is the first priority. If people, whatever I mentioned, how the criminals comes to our systems, if we follow, that's enough. Next to that, only technology works. If we not follow the people things, then it's definitely comes to system. We can protect with the help of technology. Hope it's clear. Yes, ma'am.
Anisha ma'am, do we have any more questions?
Yeah, one question from Ankush Shah. Which type of algorithm we need to focus to make algorithm more secure from all type of attacks?
Same question. I think the same question is asked earlier too. So yeah, nowadays we are using SHA, okay, and RSA, that is 128, SHA 64, and AES. The same algorithm still we are using, but specifically to the new innovations. Okay, new innovation still we're not clear which algorithm will be suits. Okay, if taking a data science or artificial intelligence in such a particular innovations, I mean booming industries, their process is going on. But right now, best way to use for encryption the information, it's way SHA and RSA AES. We can use in the majority is SHA.
Sir, next question from Vijay Lakshmi.
Yes.
Is there any method to detect the handset has any authorized app?
Sorry, didn't get you.
Is there any method to detect the handset has any unauthorized app?
I mean, handset means apps, right? Applications. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes. For mobiles also we are having that is called antivirus or internet security. For mobile devices, we are having separate products available on the market. It's for very cheaper cost. Not it's very costly too, like a PC antivirus. For mobiles, they are availing in a monthly basis and a yearly basis too. We should have a particular product from different companies availing. I don't want to mention the names. So if we are having a particular antivirus or maybe a internet security on our smart health devices like smartphones, iPads, whatever may be, so it will protect the environment. Whenever we are installing any unauthorized applications or maybe any something, as I mentioned, grayware. Grayware is some applications coming to our smartphones whether we are clicking some links or maybe whether we are installing a software applications, we can avoid with the help of such kind of security tools available on the market.
Sir, another
Okay.
question,
Yes.
like which OS is suitable for cyber security?
Okay, it's a technical thing. Okay, most of the cybersecurity professional using Kali Linux. Kali Linux having many tools. Okay, why I am not mentioned here actually, as I mentioned, the platform is same to everyone, whether it's a ethical hacker, it's a criminal hacker, the platform is same. So Kali Linux is a tool. I mean, Kali Linux is an operating system. It's having inbuilt tool for the hacking purpose. Hope it's clear.
I have one question out
Yes,
of
ma'am.
my curiosity that these days so many applications we download on our mobile phone, and if we are having Android based mobile phone, then what happens, whatever application we are downloading to our mobile, it asks that you please allow the application to access your address book, your camera, and your gallery, everything. It wants the access of everything which is there in my mobile, what, for whatever purpose I am downloading the app. Why is it so? Suppose there is an app I'm downloading for some small function which does not require a photo or camera access, then why they ask? And it is something like that we are allowing the malicious software to enter to our system, or we are allowing the third party tools to enter in our mobile and do anything in our system.
Okay. Okay. Good question. I forgot to inform about this. Thanks for reminding, ma'am. Really, it's a good question. Actually, I want to tell you, whenever we're installing any application, whether it's a Android-based mobile or maybe a Apple-based mobile, so after installation, there will be some access allowance will be agreed. For example, like it will ask you to allow the application to access the contacts. First, it will ask for the contacts. Okay. Second thing, it will access for the photos. Third thing, it will access for the location. Fourth thing, it will access for the storage. Okay. We should be very careful. First, we have to consider the particular application is genuine. See, nowadays, what we used to do, we won't bother about the applications, even though we are not much taking care of whether the particular applications necessity to my mobile, I mean necessity to me to install on my mobile. If not with this application, is it any changes on me or maybe any issues with me? So first we have to think about it. If really necessity, then we have to install it. First case. The second case, it asking us to allow the permissions like accessing camera, contacts, storage, and all. Mostly we have to allow access. Why the particular application is asking for the permission? I will tell you it's a business tactics. So maybe you notice whenever you are accessing a Facebook, okay, whenever you're accessing Facebook or looking something on the Facebook, when you goes to second time, this what you search in the first time, the second time also it comes to your priority. Maybe notice it's based on the artificial intelligence based machines and the bot based machines. That is one point. Same like in smartphones, whenever you installing applications, it will try to take the contact list and try to promote the product to the contact. I mean, people in the list. That's the main motive for the business promotion. They are asking for the contacts. Okay. Sometimes some applications openly says we are going to send a request to your contacts for installing this application. Also, we should be very careful. Okay, by SMS or by some links they used to get it. Okay, so that's purpose they are asking contacts. Okay, we allow contacts. It's not much issue for the smartphones. But the third thing, camera, we have to check whether the particular application, if for example, if I'm installing a application called like UPI. Okay, UPI also need a camera. So it's not required camera. Why the particular application is asking about the camera? Further, you take a dictionary. Dictionary doesn't require camera to read anything. Just I have to type it. Why the dictionary is need of camera? We have to think of. We have to deny the access. If deny the access, it will ready to install on our system devices. It's okay. If not ready to it will not continue with the installation. You don't bother about it. You look for the secondary one, next one. Okay, if necessity only allow. Why? Most of the cases, cyber crimes, especially in societies. Okay, so most of the crimes happen due to we are allowing the restrictions. Just we're not even reading the words what saying on the permissions. Okay, just click allow, 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 tick, 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 finish. Okay, once the application install, by the way of the particular application, as I mentioned, okay, in our session, the hackers, the criminals can write a code. The criminals can write a code on the particular application, make it into a grayware. Grayware, what they do, the criminal can have access of our mobile phones. They can access our cameras to switch on and switch off. Maybe you're aware of it. So many cyber crimes used to happen. So switch on or switch off cameras. Even sometimes asking about the locations also, we have to be very careful not allow any the option. Why? Because so wherever we go, whenever our location is on, it will be taken by the particular application stored on the servers. Okay, so we can, if you take a Domino's, okay, Domino's recently, Domino's India Service Act, okay, there will be thousands of users' data was breached, like username, their contacts, and the location and all. Even the address of their homes also leaked. Okay, this much concerns are there. Okay, so we can't say when and which application will be exploited and when the breach would happen. So better way to protect our system, we have to deny all kind of permissions. If very, very necessity only, we can allow. That is the thing, ma'am. We don't have any other options. Hope my response is clear to you.
Yes, sir. Sir, next question is from Mr. Suresh. Can you suggest standard antivirus for mobile phone?
Sorry, I don't want to mention any brand here. So only I will suggest, only I will recommend one thing here. If you go for any antivirus for mobile, not only for antivirus, you go any application for mobile, go to Google Play Store or Apple Store, you look for the ratings. You look for the ratings. If the rating is less than 3 or less than 4, don't go for that. Also look for the reviews, how it works. Really it worthful. Really it will secure our devices. We have to check with the help of ratings and reviews. So remaining things same. It's for all applications, not particular to antivirus.
My question is that if I intentionally, so if it is asking me that please allow the access to the phone book or something like that, then it is up to me whether I allow or I deny.
Yes,
but
ma'am.
but can there be some softwares which do not ask the permission, or they ask the permission even if I deny, even then they get installed in my system? If they are malicious software, then they will be doing that also.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. If you giving, that's why Google Play Store itself making some authentication. Okay, some policies there. So once you will give the allow permission only, Google will give you access to the particular application. Maybe you can check in the device settings. In the permissions, there will be a lengthy list. Out of that list, we can see so which application is allowed to which access and all, right? So in that one, okay, whenever you give an allow permission, the particular application only access. If you deny, definitely it won't take anything from that. Number one, Google, that is the rights of the Google. Google having some, Google in the sense Android operating system made some policy. Earlier, we don't have. If you think of the earlier smartphones had with the Android version 6, 7 and all, so whenever installing any application, we won't get that such kind of allow and permissions. But the recent smartphones and the recent application asking because of the Google Android security versions. Okay, that's the thing.
So it means that if we do not allow, it cannot install anything without our permission.
Yes, ma'am, definitely. Definitely.
Okay. Fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, one question from Ankur Shah. That is there any way to find stolen mobile device if internet is not switched on for that mobile?
Yes, we can. We have methodology that is called IMEI number. So it's based on the technology factor. As a normal person, we can't directly interfere on it and to find out the mobile. Instead of, there will be some set of organizations, some set of people are there, like a cybercrime police are there. They're having a particular software to, with the help of IMEI number of a mobile phones, they can identify the particular mobile IMEI number radiation is coming from which tower on the nation. So accordingly, they will find it. I will give with one example. So sometimes some criminal activities happen, how the cybercrime police identify the particular criminal is in the particular place with the help of this IMEI and the accessibility. Whether he is having internet connection, it's not, that doesn't matter. With the help of IMEI code, they will trace. If traced, it's okay, then they will catch the person. Sorry, first they will catch with the network communication. There will be a signal between the device, the mobile device and a tower, okay, communication tower. Based on this, they will trace and identify the person. So once it's done, they will catch the person. Even though if not catchable by the network communication, then they will move on to the next step called IMEI. With the help of IMEI, that's identification of a mobile phone. So they used to catch the person. They will locate a area of the person. So it's a lengthy process. It's only for the certain organization, not we can do. Yes, ma'am.
No further questions in the chat box, sir, now.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. And thank you for the good making this session good to all the audience. Thank you, ma'am, and Sonali ma'am and Meenakshi ma'am. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Now I would request our head, Dr. Meenakshi Narula, to please give the vote of thanks for Mr. Siddiq Sharif.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm really very grateful to Mr. Siddiq Sharif for conducting this session on cyber security and may make us familiar with some cyber security processes and how the firewall works, the architecture of the firewall. It was a very good session, and I hope all the participants might have learned something new in this session, which is going to help them in their career, and they can also teach these things to their students. So thank you very much, all the participants. Thank you very much for attending the session. And thank you all the organizing committee members for carrying out the sessions very effectively. And I'm very thankful to all of you to just having this session make very successful. And this is a sincere request to all the participants. I am just monitoring some of the participants are just joining 5 minutes before the end of the session just to get the link of the attendance and these feedback. And I don't think it is ethical at the part of the faculties that they should do like this. I am going to tell you all that even if you join and even if you just give the feedback and enter your attendance, even then we are going to check in the Zoom. In Zoom, we get the attendance of all the participants along with the minutes they have attended the session. So as I told you, the only those participants will be getting the certificates who will be attending the sessions 80% of time. I'm not saying 100% of time. I can understand sometimes there may be some administrative issues, or there may be some technical issues with the participants. So for that, we have given the scope of 20%. That's why we have just said that 80%. So those participants who will be just joining to get the link of the these feedback and attendance link. So we will check, and after checking and verifying the attendance for 80% of time, only are we going to distribute the certificates. So please if you are really interested to learn something, please join the session in time, 10 o'clock sharp. Tomorrow is the last session. And if because of any reason you're not able to join, then please don't do these unethical things, that just joining for getting the links. I have observed yesterday also, and I'm observing today also. So we can do in the middle of the session, we can circulate the attendance also. But since we have just said ki 15 minutes time we are giving all the participants, so that if there is some technical issue, they will be able to just get the link and enter their details. So please do not do these kind of activities. We are getting all the data from Zoom backend. Thank you very much.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir, for a great session. It was indeed very informative for us. The link for the attendance and the feedback have already been shared in the chat box. You all can check the links. And these links will be remaining active till 12:35 p.m. So once we suspend the meeting, we will be closing these links as well. So it's a request to each and every one of you attending the session to please fill the attendance and the feedback link right now. So we'll be staying together. You have to fill the link and then you can leave the meeting. The meeting will be suspended at 12:35 p.m. sharp. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Can we have a group photograph now?
It's a request to everyone. Please switch on your camera so that we can have a group photograph. Okay, thank you, everyone. You can now fill both the attendance and feedback links and then exit the meeting. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.